gonna say about Harlem, man. I love Harlem, man. There's a lot of beautiful people out here in Harlem. Everybody in Harlem is doing their thing, you know, it's a lot of energy out here. I'm gonna be home. I'm gonna stay out here in Harlem, man, do what I do, man.
Yeah, you know,
it's the Mecca right here, you know, it's our home.
No question, it's the Mecca. We was born and raised, but we gotta get our support system up a little bit better than it is in Harlem. That's one thing that we're very low on. Our support system is real low, you know. Compared to other communities, our support system is not as great as it should be. The same thing, like when Malcolm was out here, when Elijah Muhammad, when the God, Allah Father was out here, the support system was great. When they was taken away from us, that support system fell down a great deal. We need to build that back up again.
Listen,
you know?
man, any upcoming artists, man, I got this mixtape coming out soon. I'm looking for aspiring artists. You know what I mean? It's made in New York. That's the name of the mixtape. If you sing, if you rap, you're a poet. You know what I mean? Hit the brother RJ up, hit me up. You know what I'm saying? It's about support. You know what I mean? I'm trying to promote New York, I'm trying to promote Harlem, I'm trying to promote entrepreneurs. So this is what we do, this is how we gonna build and put our city and put our movement back on the map. You know what I'm saying?
That's right. We need to get back on the map. Because it's not as great as it was before. 25 years ago was great. We need to get it back to that same system again. Get our thing back up strong again. Like Harlem means something to the world. Not just Harlem means something to Harlem. Harlem means something to the world. It means a great deal when you say Harlem, Manhattan. You know, uptown Manhattan, downtown Manhattan, you know, the barrio, you know, all that means something in Harlem. Right nowadays, it's kind of low. We're gonna build this thing back up.
Hey, Shab, my name is Anthony A-Class Quiñones, author of Say Goodbye to Hollywood, live here in Harlem, 125th. Shout out to Pavement Films for doing the interview. Much love to y'all. Success.
Thank you. So what's your inspiration, or who is, rather?
Inspiration is, you know, anybody around me that's doing something positive. You know, besides myself, of course, you know, my family, friends, associates, comrades. You know, people who are inspired to do great is what inspires me.
And in your book, do you use real life facts based on true stories?
Absolutely. My whole book is based around my life, my teenage life, leading up to my incarceration. The only thing that's not real is I changed names and locations to protect identities. And that is a real story, a true Harlem story.
Do you use your own experiences?
Yes, I do. I use my experiences from the age of 0 to 18 years old. You know, growing up in Harlem, being born in the Bronx, and going through my trials and tribulations.
And what's the major themes of your work?
The major theme of my work is transformation. It's about change. It's about growth. You know, it's about growing up in New York City. It's about you know, life lessons. Life lessons and making choices that alter your life.
Right. So what do you think people search for in the book?
People search for everything in the book. They search for adventure, sex, entertainment, you know, violence. You know, and I try to give that in the book. I don't try to like glamorize it. But this is what I share what I've been through in my life, and I share what I've seen in my eyes.
Did you ever think you'd become an author?
Not exactly. I've always knew I was good at writing. I always knew I had a talent for writing, but as far as being an author, no.
What is your target reader?
My target reader is anywhere from between 16 to 100. I believe my book is written for all ages. I believe for all readers. You know, I think everybody can learn something from my book and, you know, capture a jewel from my book. I have a message for the youth and for the elders.
Okay, and what is the major themes of your work?
The major thing in my work is about transformation. The character goes through a life cycle, you know, life phases, and I try to show that, I try to illustrate that where, you know, the boy becomes a man. And, you know, these different mistakes and choices he's making, his trials and tribulations, what's changing his character, it's changing his way of thinking. So, transformation, change, growth, that's all the theme.
Okay, and what do you think people search for in a book?
I think people search for something they can relate to. Besides the obvious stuff, you know, like the entertainment part, violence and sex, people want to see themselves in the book. And I believe that when people read Say Goodbye to Hollywood, they're going to see themselves in my book. Especially if they're from Harlem, they know the East Harlem area, or they from that generation, the late 90s, the 90s, they're going to see themselves in the book.
When and why did you begin writing?
I began writing my book when I was incarcerated in War Kill Correctional Facility in 2009. And I began writing because I was always being told and asked why I never kept a journal. I was always told I was good at writing and reading, so I was always influenced and always, advised to keep my own writings. And at that time I was doing a lot of reading, a lot of urban novels, I was reading a lot of self-help books. And one day I just woke up, picked up a pen, grabbed some paper, and I started writing. Never looked back since.
So can you share with the people a little bit about Say Goodbye to Hollywood?
Say Goodbye to Hollywood is based on a true story, my life story. It takes place here in Harlem. It took me, I always say it took 12 years in the making because that's how much time I did when I was in North. I did 10 years. But it's a story for all ages. Like I said, it's about transformation. It's a real life account about my story, coming up here in Harlem, growing up. And I just want to share my story with everybody. I think everybody has a story to tell. Everybody has a story to share with the world. So this is my opportunity, my chance to share my story.
Do you have another author that inspires you?
I read a lot of different authors, whether they're, mainstream, up and coming, Sister Souljah, a lot of classic books like Sister Souljah, Terry Woods, Sidney Sheldon, James Patterson. Every author inspires me. I read a book called Down East Main Streets by P.D. Thomas, and it was based here in Harlem in the 40s and 50s in that era. And it was a very raw, description of Harlem and the stuff he'd been through. And that really motivated to write my book. It's, being from Harlem too. But I see myself in his book. He went through a lot of stuff that I'm going through now, what I went through. So reading that was really definitely an eye-opener. And it helped me piece together my book, little by little.
And who designed the cover of your book?
Me and the photographer that I have in 2012, we had a photo shoot in Harlem. Shout out to you, Melissa. Got love for you, girl. I took the photo, uploaded it. I sent it to the publishing company, Tracker Publishing, and we did it together. We worked on it. We remixed it. We tweaked it, and we came up with the finished product.
What was the hardest part about writing a book?
Hardest part about writing a book, I think, is staying focused, staying motivated. Besides, if I was writing a fiction book, it would be, what am I gonna write about? What kind of, what's gonna be the genre of my book? But being honest about my life story, I had to be focused. I had to really sit back and analyze my life and really compile it into a story, into chapters. But staying focused is definitely the main thing.
Did you learn anything from writing your book, and what was it?
I learned a lot of things. I think the main thing that I learned is that everybody has a story they can share and tell with the world. I learned that it's hard as hell to write a book. It's hard to stay focused. It's hard to really put your thoughts on pen and paper. And you gotta be brave about it. I put a lot of stuff out there, for the world to read, to share my story that a lot of people would never even dare to put out there. But it takes heart and passion.
How long in total did it take to write the book?
In total, about 4 years. It took me about a year and a half to write it down, freehand. It took about a year and a half to edit it. And it took 2 years to get it published and to do the final edit, final cuts.
And where did you get your motivation to write the book?
I got my motivation from family, close friends. Walking down the street and seeing people selling or grinding, hustling their books, selling their mixtapes. Motivation come from motivated people that I know that's out here doing what they do. Positive stuff. They're out here selling shirts, selling their mixtapes. Anything that has to do with entrepreneurship is what motivates me.
How did you come up with the title?
Say Goodbye to Hollywood is actually a title for an Eminem song, Eminem Show CD. So I was laid back in the cell one day and I was listening to the CD, somebody gave it to me. And that's probably one of the reasons why they gave it to me too, because that title right there. I heard the song and it was like, bingo, I got my title. I was searching for a title for a while.
Are there any other books you're reading now?
The only book that I'm reading right now is by my sister Shanice Starr. Her book name is Perceptions. It's available online also. And if you enjoy reading quotes, if you enjoy wisdom, proverbs, her book is that. Her book is about her wisdom she shared with the world, her thoughts, her vision, her passion is what makes her book. And it's a very special book.
Okay.
Definitely advise everybody to pick it up.
When you're not writing, what are things you like to do? Like, give the people a little insight on A-Class.
A-Class is a down-to-earth guy, man. I like to read, I like to write, I like to listen to music, I like to play ball, I'm active. I like to travel, I like to go to movies, hit the lounge. I'm a down-to-earth guy. I like to walk to the park, take a nice little walk. Nothing too major, nothing too spectacular. I'm a down-to-earth, average guy.
Does the social media help you in any way?
Yeah, no doubt. Facebook, Instagram, Twitter. YouTube, everything helps. You know, I'll promote my book. Shout out to everybody that hits me up, that supports me worldwide, across the whole country, across the whole city, the state. Like, I got a lot of fans and a lot of people support me, and I'm gonna be blessed.
So while we're at it, why don't you let the people know how to reach you via social media?
Definitely, you can find me on YouTube, Channel Woods. You can find me on Twitter, Instaclass8. 8classback1. You can find me on Instagram, Instaclass8, and on Facebook, Amen Class. I got the Say Goodbye to Hollywood Facebook page. Say Goodbye to Hollywood. Just type it in. It's gonna pop up.
Do you have any advice for other writers?
Yes, definitely. Keep writing. I mean, if you wrote a book or you're writing a book right now, don't stop. Keep writing. If you're writing your first book, don't let nobody deter you. Don't let nobody say you can't do it. Stay committed to it. Stay true, and get it done. Get it published.
Do you have anything specific that you want to say to your readers?
To my readers, man, feel my story, man. Feel my life. I share my story with you. I accept any kind of criticism, any kind of feedback on it. So if you got me on Facebook or Instagram, whatever, hit me back and let know what you think about it.
We noticed that you have Clean Money shirt and hat. You want to tell us a bit about it?
Shout out to my boy CeeLo's, man. He's a young entrepreneur here in Harlem. Clean Money represents, the grind, the struggle, the come up. We're not doing nothing illegal. We're not trying to jeopardize our freedom. We out here trying to make this clean money, this real money, grown, legit money, and we trying to promote each other, man, and support each other. Shout out to my godfather out here, Fuquan, man. He's out here doing this thing too. He supports me. A lot of love for this man, a lot of respect. Fuquan, any quick message you want to give to the people's, man, to the fans, to the supporters?
Yeah, the one thing I like to say that's really positive, the fact that I'm very proud of him. Came a long way. He struggled. He went through hell, and he's doing real good right now.
Yes, sir.
I'm really proud of that thing. So that's the thing that I want to be most positive. You can make it if you try. If you put your heart and your soul and your effort.
Not even try, just do it. That's it. Just have that mentality, you can do it. That's it.
You could do it. There's no question about it. He's a perfect example. I supported him a little bit. From there, he's just skyrocketing. He's on his way of doing things that's even greater. And then after that day, I'll pick up again. But one thing I understand, that he definitely struggled. He definitely is about a change. And the change is something that's positive.